Morning, sir. Would you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and DOC number.
Yes, ma'am. I'm Timothy Paul Savage. My DOC number is 590-568.
And so you've been through this process before.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we'll just dive right in. Mr. Savage, you're classified as a first felony offender. You're currently serving a 15-year sentence, aggravated criminal damage to property, aggravated battery, and another aggravated criminal damage to property. Your parole date was September 4th, 2016, and you have a good time date, December 9th, 2025. So is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Case has been assigned to Mr. Freeman. Would you answer his questions?
Okay, Mr. Savage, how old are you?
I'm 46 years old.
How long have you spent in jail on this charge?
A little under 12 years now. September 8th would be 12 years.
Okay, that'd be 12 out of 15, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, what is your education level?
I only completed the 9th grade. In 2006, I took a GED program out of Wyoming through the mail. And but I haven't been able to get in contact with them people since I've been incarcerated.
You've had a hearing before, correct?
Yes, sir. 2 years ago.
Okay, and it was a 2-to-1 vote, 2 in favor, 1 against. Do you have any contact whatsoever with Ms. Dollar?
No, sir, not at all.
Are you planning on living anywhere near Ms. Dollar?
No, sir, I sure don't. We live way out in the country, probably 20 minutes from town, somewhere around there.
Okay, what is your plan if you were to get out? Where you gonna work, where you gonna live?
Well, I'd be working for my cousin Ben Lee in Haynesville for Interstate Specialty. And I'd be living with my brother, sister-in-law, and my mom.
Okay. Law enforcement, the DA's opposed, the sheriff's office is opposed. Unopposed is your brother. Is that who you're gonna be living with? Are you gonna live with your mother, you said?
They all three live in the same house. I'll be living with all of them.
Okay. The victims are opposed. You had 3 prior periods of supervision. 3 of them were revoked. What was the problem?
Sir, on the supervision.
Yeah, were you ever on probation or parole?
Oh, I was on probation. That was probably in 2003.
Okay, and that got revoked, correct?
No, sir, it was a 2-year period.
Mhm.
And it was unsupervised. I went back to work and everything.
Do you have any children?
Yes, sir. I have 3 children.
Yeah, I just want to make sure I have the right person. Do you have any contact with your kids?
Yes, sir. My 2 oldest ones I do.
How old are your 2 oldest?
My oldest is my daughter, and she's 24. And my second to oldest, he's 21.
You have a pretty good criminal record, with some violence. You've taken any classes since you've been in prison?
Yes, sir.
Your anger?
Yes, sir. I sure did. In 2021, I entered the Steve Hoyle program in Bossier.
Mhm.
And I'm sorry, in 2020. And I took the 9-month program. I got my certificates here with me. And graduated from the 9-month program, and then took an extended 3-month program and graduated from it in 2021.
So have you learned anger management? Have you taken anger management?
Yes, sir, I have.
What do you think your crime, what kind of effect you think it had on the victim?
I know it affected them in a bad way, and I really want to apologize to them and apologize to the whole court system and everybody else too for the actions that I had and the things that I said and did. Because I've been really sorry for those things. And I just pray and ask for forgiveness from others also in that. I'm sorry for hurting them and, the things that I did to them and the things that I messed up at their house and their vehicle and everything.
Your risk is low. Have you had any write-ups since you've been in prison?
I had one back in 2018 for a cell phone.
Okay. Have you had any since 2018?
No, sir.
Okay. You've taken a bunch of classes. And like you say, you did finish those programs.
Yes, sir.
Strengthening families, victim accountability. Looks like you took a heavy equipment course, did you?
Yes, sir. Back in 2017.
Were you a mentor for that course?
He used me a little bit for operating to show others how to do different things.
Yeah, it says you were a mentor.
Yes, sir. Dr. Hammond.
Warden, you have anything to say about Mr. Savage? Is there anybody in there with you?
Oh, yes, sir. Mr. Savage has been here with us in our work release program for about 200 days, 0 write-ups, model worker, but I don't think we have any classes available here that he hasn't already taken. So I don't know if we could benefit him here.
I would think so. Okay, I have no further questions. I will make my recommendation at the proper time.
Ms. Jackson.
Mr. Savage, how old were you when all of this was going on with the victim in this case?
I was 34.
How was she?
19, I believe.
Like her 17 or 18. Does that sound more like it?
She was 18 when I met her. And she
So
just got
why were you so obsessed with this young teenager? Why were you so obsessed with her that
I'm
you
not for sure. We just met and hit it off, and got together. But at the time back then, I had some really major problems, anger issues, and to be honest, I had some drug issues too at the time. And I'll seek help since I've been down and received.
but you haven't answered my question. You were a 34-year-old man,
Yes, ma'am.
almost twice this young lady's age.
Mhm.
And when she didn't want to be in a relationship with her, you had 2 incidences. One where you rammed her vehicle with her in it. Another when you ran into her parents' vehicle and her parents' house.
Yes, ma'am.
And you don't have any idea why you were so obsessed with this young lady? That you would do that to somebody?
Yes, ma'am. I know I had some problems in it.
Well, my concern is when you get out and you get in a relationship with somebody else, whether they're close to your age or not, if things don't go well in the relationship, how do I know you're not going to react the same way? Try to force your will on them, act out in inappropriate ways. I mean, how? Because you're not telling me anything that's giving me any degree of comfort.
Yes, ma'am.
But you don't even tell me, you don't even know why you did that.
Well, I know I had some built up anger over the years and some things that I couldn't turn loose of. And I was holding on to those things. And that's why I was the person that I was. And come to jail, I realized those problems that I had, and I had to turn loose of them. I had some built
Would you turn loose of them? Why were you so angry?
I was still holding some things against a past a past marriage that I was in now, and it took me a while to get rid of that I had that anger against that person, and I believe I was taking it out on others as well. And I can say I know what it feels like to turn loose of that and not to have that hardened heart against somebody, because I feel free of it. I feel free of it, and it's not there.
What helped you get over that anger issue? Since you've been in prison, what programs or what experiences have helped you get over this problem that you had?
Yes, ma'am. Well, realizing that I had the problem, and then I'll seek help for it.
Where?
So the anger,
What kind of help did you seek?
well, help from God and help from a lot of people. I know there's a lot of people that's helped me along my way here, and I really thank them. Especially a lot of the people that I've been incarcerated with. And these classes really helped me. I know the anger management really helped me.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about what you got out of some of the classes. What you get out of anger management? Did you learn about yourself? Or did you learn about how you're supposed to respond in situations?
Yes, ma'am. I learned and I remembered how I used to be, where I would always act instead of think before I acted, or pray before I acted. And it always got me into a lot of trouble.
Well,
And
in this case, you called before you ran her parents' house, you called her on the phone and told her, look out the window. So you had time to think about it. I'm just concerned, Mr. Sanders. I just want you, I'm concerned because of how extreme your response was to this young girl, because she didn't want to be in a relationship. That's all I have.
yes, ma'am.
All right, we have some folks here who want to speak on your behalf. And so first we'll call on your brother, Craig.
Yes, ma'am. My name is Craig Savage. I'm Timothy's brother. Um, I have my wife, myself, and my mother. We all three live together at our home. We have a 4-bedroom home, 3 bath, and our doors are open for Timothy whenever he's allowed to get out. He also has a job set up already with our cousin Ben Lee at Interstate Specialties. And we're willing to do whatever we need to do to help Timmy get adapted back to society and help him get his driver's license and his social security and his birth certificate. Our father left his personal vehicle when he passed away to Timmy, and I'll make sure that the vehicle gets swapped over into his name, and we get all the legal paperwork done to where he can successfully be able to go to work. And we're really big supporters of Timmy. We communicate with him on a daily basis. He calls every day, and we really believe Timmy has changed his life. He's been in prison for years, and we know what he did. He needed to be punished for, and we believe he's had plenty of time to not just think about how wrong his actions were that he took, but he's had plenty of time to make arrangements to better himself. And he's been given the opportunity to go through all these programs and anger management and to help ease his mind. And he's not on the medications he used to be either. He when before he was ever in prison, he was on anxiety medicine and abusing drugs and all that, and he didn't have a clear mind on himself. And now we believe that he has the clearest mind that he's ever had. And we just ask and all to give him an opportunity to have a second chance at life and to allow him to be with his family and to work and to establish a new life. That's all we ask. And I appreciate y'all's time.
Yes, sir. We appreciate your input. You have two other folks with you, aunt and uncle, that want to speak as well.
Yes, ma'am. Aunt Jan and Uncle Johnny. Here's Aunt Jan.
Hello. Did you need to say something?
Go ahead.
I'm Jan Lee and I'm his paternal aunt, and he's the same age as my son. So he spent his childhood at our house a whole lot, and I love him dearly. And I know he knows that he did wrong, and I feel like he has paid for that. He's learned his lesson. And I just want to say that please show him mercy like the Lord shows us. Every day we have a chance to wake up and lead a completely different life. I think he's learned his lesson, and I think it's time for him to see if he can get back into society and be with his children. His children have been without him, and that has caused his daughter to have a lot of anxiety and everything. And she has a hard time. His children need him, even though they're grown. And she's got 2 children and 1 on the way. And I know he could be a big help to her. And their mother is deceased, so they have no other parents. And we just love him. And I just ask that y'all show him mercy like God does us. And I thank y'all for the job that you do. I know it's got to be very hard. And that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Thank you. And then we have Mr. Johnny Savage.
Here I am.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Okay, I been knowing Timmy Savage ever since he was a baby, was born. And of course, you know, family is family, and I love the guy. And which actually, you know, I know he done wrong, the things he did, but I'm hoping that he has served enough time to where he can get out, try his wings out, and be a good citizen, hardworking citizen, and live a good life for the rest of what life is left. And like my sister said, y'all got a tough job, and it's hard to calculate one from the next and this, that, and the other. And words is all you hear. But hopefully, I really have a good feeling that he has learned his lesson. I've talked to him some on the phone since he's been in jail. And it really sounds like he's keeping his Bible reading up and wanting to be a good Christian. So that's about all I got to say. And thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And,
Okay, thank you.
okay. All right. Mr. Savage, is there anything you'd like to say to the panel before we vote?
Yes, I would just like to thank y'all for this opportunity, and I just pray for another chance back in society. I won't let anybody down. I promise. Thank y'all.
We're prepared to vote. Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Savage, you have spent 12 years in prison. You've taken a lot of good classes. I'm glad that you took to anger management. You also worked on your drug problem. You know, that drug problem could be with you for life. My vote today is to grant with the special conditions that you attend 3 AA meetings a week. You stay away from Miss Dollar and her family. And to assure myself of that, I am going to place you on electronic monitoring through the state to where we can monitor and make sure you're not going anywhere near her or her family.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good luck to you.
Ms. Jackson. Ms. Savage, this is hard because I know how your actions terrorize that family. I mean, it really did. You have spent 12 years in prison, or almost 12 years in prison. You have attempted to address some of your issues, and I can only hope that you matured. So I'm going to concur with my colleague. I will vote to recommend your early release with the same conditions and emphasize to you, Mr. Savage, that you are to have no contact whatsoever with that family. If you happen to be somewhere and they, come into your presence, then you're gonna leave.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
understand it? You're gonna leave that family alone and let them live in peace. And do you understand it?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Okay, my vote, I do concur with everything my colleagues have said. You have the understanding you'll have a state-paid electronic monitoring device, no contact with the family. There's no objection from my colleagues. I'd like to also require a mental health evaluation. And if any treatment is recommended, you're to comply with that treatment.
Yes, ma'am.
Good luck to you.
Thank you. God bless y'all. Thank y'all so much.